After this, we're going to have Flawn sending it hard. But at the moment, we've got Dave from Pulse Perth in the chair. I'm so psyched to have him here. I've been following his work for quite a while via Instagram, via Facebook, everything like that. And just what the work he's doing is absolutely amazing. As we said, this is community radio. And being a part of a community is so important. Hence why I've got this awesome person here to get on the mic tonight. Dave, how are you going?
I'm doing ecstatic. Thanks for having me, Amber.
I'm so glad to have you here. How's your night going?
It couldn't be better, honestly.
Loving the house, disco, techno.
Such a big house, D&B free, honestly.
Oh, I love that. Oh, maybe I have to sneak some drum and bass in before you drive home. So I love that you're here tonight. And the biggest thing, what I love, as we were saying, RTR, it's all about community. You've created a community yourself. What I'd like to start with is, what is Pulse Perth?
So essentially, it's not exactly a community of its own. It's one that overlooks all the different communities across Perth. So Perth Pulse is something that I created because I found it very difficult to go out and find these different communities with these awesome things happening around Perth. And I would go out and find something really cool, but I found the difficulty was that it was quite hard unless you knew someone or through word of mouth to actually get involved with one of these communities, whether it be going for a run, going down the beach, going for a surf, whatever it might be. And it alluded to me creating this page where I would go and interview these different communities. It'd be like a 90-second interview, and I would bring them all into one space so that someone in Perth, they could find something that's for them, that they're interested in and that they're passionate about. They could go and try something new, or maybe it's something that they've been passionate about for a while and then just get out of the house and do something.
That is amazing. Sometimes some of the biggest thing is actually taking that step to do something and having a platform where people can actually kind of have a bit of guidance on maybe having a bit of encouragement to go to these things or find communities or not even knew that they existed before this. So I think what you're creating is super important in regards to making people aware of what is out there and bringing people together. So why did you start it?
Well, it kind of goes back to that question. You know,
Yeah.
I was involved in a few myself. Shout out to Cold Nips was like the gateway for me, right?
I love Cold Nips. They've done so much for the community for so long.
It's fantastic.
So good to see them grow.
Honestly, and it alluded to me going out and wanted to try new things and really push the boundaries of what I was comfortable with. And I just kept running into barriers. Who knew what was going on, and nobody really knew. So I found this gap that people were unaware of, and I kind of go out on my own accord. I'm no like editor or photographer myself, or journalist by that matter, but I've gone out and I've chatted to some of the leaders from these groups, done a little interview with them. It's a very short, it's nothing special, but it gives an insight to what they're all about, and this fantastic thing, I get to go and meet some very passionate people and hopefully connect them with an audience that can resonate with them. And for me, that's so fulfilling, and getting to connect people and make them happy about something that they're doing is honestly so fulfilling.
So I feel like you're pretty much bringing people together. You're connecting people to communities, and that is so important, especially in this like world that we live in today, and just making people again aware of what is out there. Like, you're actually doing that. If we can get people to follow your page, where can we find you? How would we find you on like Instagram or socials or things like that?
Yeah, so going back to my previous statement, I'm by no means like a social media expert at all. I'm just totally winging it like most of the people that go out and try these new things. But the name is Perth Pulse. Currently is Instagram and Facebook. I might open up to a few new platforms in the future. But since it's a one-man band, you know, I'm trying to work 10 different jobs at the same time while working full-time. So, you know, it's my way of giving back. And honestly, it's just so fulfilling, and it makes me happy to make other people happy too.
Oh, what I've seen from your work and the communities that you've already represented, like you said, cold nips. I've seen you present a lot of other communities. Like you said, it doesn't really matter. Like you focus on ocean, you focus on breath work, you focus on all like yoga. There's also like seagulls that have been involved. They're an amazing community that also like an all girls version of cold nips. I think it's just so important to make people aware that these communities are out there because we don't actually know until we speak about it. And that's why I think independent radio is so important to kind of have this voice to talk about these type of things, to make people aware that we are, or there is more out there, and don't be scared to give it a go. Is that what, like, what you were in? This is a random question I'm kind of throwing out there because I think sometimes the hardest thing is to just go to places. So what would your advice be to someone who was maybe like looking at your page and thinking, oh, these communities, like I want to go, but I'm a bit nervous? What would you maybe say to someone like that?
Gosh, you really put me on the spot now.
I know, I have.
Well, I can only really talk through my experience. And last year, when I started to get interested in community, it took a bit of a... It took a long year of a few setbacks, but I hit the wall and I said, you know what, stuff it. I'm just gonna go. I had a few friends bail on me, but I said, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. And honestly, I haven't looked back since. It was 100% like a gateway. My first interaction was with cold nips, and from then it was like a gateway into a new lifestyle. Really, self-fulfillment. So happy, and this might trigger a few people, but one of the things that I really appreciate about it is the people that show up at these community events are there. They're there to be happy. They're there to connect with people, and the things that I notice is that there's not many, pardon my French, there's not many shit talkers there at 6 a.m. in the morning, right?
In the morning. Go hard. R-rated tonight.
There's like, it's all just good energy and you're just connecting with some fantastic people, and there's nothing better than it, to be honest. And it can change your whole week. So for me, that's really the one key draw, you know. You just bounce off people, you get to meet new people, you get out of your comfort zone, and there's nothing better than that, really. That's just living.
I really think you couldn't have put it better into those words. Getting out of your comfort zone, sometimes it is scary to do that, but once you do it, it's like you start vibing your tribe, you meet new people, it just kind of, it's like a domino effect, and you can kind of have fun and start like doing and creating and meeting new people. And yeah, I just think it's just absolutely awesome what you're doing. So I would love to absolutely just say thank you so much for coming in tonight and sharing your love, sharing what you do, literally making people aware of communities that are out there for us to connect to and connect to other people, and whether it be like health, wellness, like sports, whatever. Like there's so many types of avenues that I feel like you go down in regards to communities, and you're just spreading the word and love and passion. And like you said, you're not even an editor, you're doing it all from your heart. But what I've seen already in such a short space of time, and you grow, and the connections, like you said, cold nips and things like that, I just see you going really far, and just keep doing what you're doing, or else I wouldn't have had you in here tonight, because I really believe in you. And yeah, thank you so much for just supporting every community around Perth, and making people aware of it, because yeah, like I said, it needs to be, sometimes it's the best thing for your mental health as well, is knowing that there are people out there and just giving it a go.
Like, you're totally on the nail with that one. I appreciate you for having me here tonight. And if there was one piece of advice I would like bestow for myself, is like getting over that social anxiety that you face in every single situation. Once you get over that and you go and meet people, like-minded people, you honestly, you don't even feel yourself anymore. It's like you're just gravitating to a whole new level, and it's insane.
That was, perfect way. I remember the first time I wanted to go to the Club Trucker Surf Girls group, and it was like, oh, do I go? Same with Beyond Skate with my friend Ebony, and it was an all-girls skateboarding session, and I was a bit nervous. But the day I finally just went there, and straight away I just felt at home. I felt the love. Everyone's cheering each other on. I just feel like we've got so much support around everybody these days in regards to being individuals or following our own paths, and like just being more encouraging of each other and like a loving, supporting way. And yeah, if you can vibe your tribe, do it.
Totally agree with that, honestly. And sorry, I'm probably going over time on
you're
this
not,
one.
because I've got another question anyway, so keep going. I love that. Go with the flow.
No, you mentioned a great point. You know, supporting each other is a fantastic thing. Everyone's here having fun, loving, sharing. I think that, you know, with social media, everyone's always comparing each other to this, that, and the other. But when people get there and they forget about technology, it's like you're in a different element, and everyone is just fantastic, great vibes, you know? I don't understand why people just forget about their phones and they just don't just jump to the next, like, to the thought of doing something.
Instead of thinking about doing it and watching other people do it, go do it yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you are, like you said, win that moment. That's that time for yourself. You are literally in that moment with those people, and then, yeah, it's just a whole nother experience. So that's so, yeah, I can't believe it. I want to add a sneaky question before I ask if you've got any shouts out to give. Why do you think community radio is so important? And just because we're wrapping up towards the end of Radiothon, why should people subscribe, support, or donate to RTR FM, do you believe?
Well, put it on the spot twice in one night. I love that. No, I think community, regardless, you know, it's radio, it's community, it's groups, whatever you like to connect with people, it's so important to really understand the fabric. You know, Perth is a fantastic place, and people don't really understand that until they're really intertwined. And what the radio does for that is it really brings people together, and they get to meet people like you, like other people, myself, and we bring these aspects to what's really happening around here. And I think that's really important, rather than just focusing on the social media, like I mentioned before. You can be so, how do you say, you can be out of, I wouldn't say reality, but out of touch, you know, what's going on. And then you start to lose touch with what you really want to do and start living. And I think that's kind of what brings us together again. I think connection is, you know, passion for me, connecting people, but connection through the radio is honestly the best thing that I could imagine.
Oh, thank you so much. That means so much answering that question. Big shouts out. Thank you so much, Dave, for coming in tonight. Everybody who's listening, please, or restreaming the show, give Perth Pulse a follow, because as you said, you'll find a whole heap of different types of activities, communities. This absolute legend has been going out interviewing these people who are hosting these amazing events, bringing people together. And, I think it's just the start of something major, because, I know the people following you. So, yes, I think there's big things in the making and upcoming for you. And I've seen some of the edits you've done, like that Tony Hawk's Pro Skater one. Oh, my gosh. For Salty Concrete. That was incredible. So, I think you got to give yourself a bit more editing skills than you realise.
Thank you. No, it's honestly, I'm a bit of a creative thinker, and I come up with the ideas, but making it happen is another thing. But just to sound off on a fantastic episode, I just want to shout out one particular person who I met through my first community experience, who's now... don't want to get emotional, but, you know, he's become like a brother to me. You know,
get emo. I'm the biggest emo you'll ever meet.
But, you know, this is some of the connections that you can make when you go out your show, and it's honestly changed my life. And I just wanted to say thank you to Alex Piper. He's probably not listening right now.
It's all right. We've got it on record. He can restream.
But he's become like a brother to me, and this is a testament to all of the hard and good times, you know, you go through. Finding people that are on your level there's nothing like it. And I just want to say shout out to Alex, and thank you for everything that you've done for me.
Man, I'm giving you a shout out to Alex Piper. I can see the look in this guy's eyes, and he's honestly like, I can already tell you're a legend, bro. Shouts out to you, Alex. Big love. Thank you again, Dave. Honestly, would you like to, I'd love you to say your page yourself.
So if you liked what you heard tonight, you're interested in joining community, or you just want to jump out of your comfort zone, the page is called Perth Pulse. I'm currently on Instagram and a little bit on Facebook too, hopefully a little bit more in the future. Watch this space. Thank you very much.
Aw, you've been amazing. Thank you so much. We're going to get back in the music. We're going to have about 5 minutes before we thank our beautiful sponsors on RTR FM tonight. And again, thank you so much, Pulse Perth. Dave coming in tonight. You're an absolute legend.